1991 Nautique Excel. We do have Barefoot Nautique graphics on it, and I'll get into that a little deeper. White hull, white deck, red main stripe with a black top stripe, walk-through windshield with those beautiful teak lines down the bow. What makes it different than an Excel between a Barefooter? I literally have no idea. Other than Excel, you could a la carte all the options onto it, and a Barefoot Nautique came with a straight windshield and a big block. But you could also get an Excel with Barefoot Nautique graphics and a big block and a straight windshield. So riddle that for me. They do have different serial numbers that describe them, but this is 14045. We got the boat in 2019, and the boat's a 381 hour boat. It did get wet sanded to get that beautiful luster, and then it got brand new Barefoot Nautique graphics down it. Bottom pinstripe and Craft graphic on the corner. I did leave off the top pinstripe. The striping is so clean on it that it didn't need the pinstripe, and it looks really good without it. Nice teak platform. That is a freshwater flush on the back, but it has been fully disconnected. This boat has been repowered with a ZR409, and we'll get into that later. But just an absolutely gorgeous 1991 V-Drive Nautique that is an absolute ripper. We'll have some video later, but it's a 55-mile-per-hour boat. If you want to go barefooting, this is the boat. This is a great barefoot boat. All right, let's step on the inside and take a look at this beautiful Barefoot Nautique slash Excel Nautique slash whatever. Here we are on the interior of the 1991 Nautique Excel with Barefoot Nautique graphics. We have a all white interior with red top stripe, black bottom stripe, and a whisper gray center pinstripe in between the two stripes. This is an original interior except for the engine hatch. And actually in this light you can kind of see the discoloration in this engine hatch. And we don't know exactly what that is. We're hoping that some UV can take it out because we've had it inside forever. But it might not. But this has been restitched, and you can tell because it doesn't have the French seam, the double seam, like the rest of the interior. As we come down to the interior is in very good condition, but it is a little dingy. As you can tell from the, it's not super bright white. You can also tell the previous owner, it's where you leave a set of vice grips on it and stains the interior. But all the stitching, all the vinyl is in it's extremely soft, and there's really no imperfections in it. It's a very tight, it's just folded over right there, but that's actually from the factory. Should be a bright red stitching, but it has turned pink. And then, as we all know, these all blow out, but this is that one's intact. Combing pads are in really good condition. Same thing with the OB seat and the driver's helm shell and everything. Again, you can tell. Well, this is the way I observe it. This is not deformed. Nobody's been sitting on the back or anything like that. It's all tight and in good condition. You can see that actually we do have an imperfection right there. But I had a tough time not redoing an interior that was just a little dingy, but in factory crisp condition We did, the glove box had a stereo head unit in it. It was like a cassette from way back in the day. We updated it with Clarion and Bluetooth. And then it didn't have any speakers that were installed on it. It had like just some weird speakers just hanging out inside the boat. Not very well installed, but the wood in the coaming pads already had the speaker holes cut out, but the vinyl was over the top of it, and that's how they came from the factory. If you didn't option the speaker or the stereo system, we installed that, installed some JL speakers in it, and just inspecting, having the coaming pads off, the wood behind them looks wonderful. And then just to finish off for a nice sound system, it does have a 10-inch subwoofer up there and a full JL audio amp to push it to 5-channel. Since we're blowing into the shore, take this opportunity to talk about the screw or the gauges and a little hint at the motor. So it had all original gauges, but the gauges just really turned yellow over time. So we replaced, and the tack really wasn't working. Those old tacks, they start to lose. I don't know what they lose, but they just don't read correctly. So it has a pair of GPS speedos. This one is still trying to find satellites. Should drop down once it finds satellites to 0, or maybe if I come to a stop. We've added the clock to it. We've put that hours on the brand new motor. Those look great. The boat originally has, I'll look it up, but I'm gonna go off of memory. I think it has 381 hours on the actual hull. Blower, auto bilge, all the accessories work. Stereos on accessory 1 or 2, I can't remember. We replaced the old alarm system with the what communicates with the 6-liter that we've installed on it. This will alarm you if you have an engine code or if there's something that's going on with it. Like bad, detrimental, gosh darn. We have new shocks on the engine hatch, and this reveals the 6-liter. So it's a ZR409, and it's been updated over the factory. It was a ProTech 351 that was in here. I think it was like a 260 horse. But just a couple little notes that we have in here. The way we route the exhaust, it comes straight down. The old engine water pickup was right underneath us where this exhaust drops down. It runs underneath the motor and it comes around and goes that way. We fill that in, and then we put in a pickup back here with the strainer up high, and then we do increase the water line size just so we have proper cooling to the motor. This has engine oil cooler and transmission cooler, so it's a much better cooling system. See our remote oil filter back there, PCM FCC filter right there, and then we have a belt cover on the serpentine belt system. It's very nice. The boat does come with a pair of bumpers, throwable, and 4 life jackets. That's a shot of the cover. It's a nice cover. It's not a breathable cover. Maybe that's what happened on this, but this has been a long-term project for us. We've had the boat since 2019. Holy mackerel, fall of 2019. And we have just now pushed it over the finish line. Well, let's watch some running footage of this beautiful Nautique XL. All right, here's a interior run of the Nautique XL. This one's not communicating with satellites right now, so we'll dig into that. This one's reading correct. One of the things that we've upgraded on the boat is a full rack and tilt steering. And then we've replaced the rudder with a G23 rudder, so the boat actually turns left and right. If you've ever driven one of these, the boat is, with the deep V, the rudder was too small from the factory and the boat just didn't really turn that well. So, but here we go. It's a really nice running boat.
$19.91, Correct Craft Nautique XL. If you have any questions about this 1991 Correct Craft